This is Big Daddy from server 1188. Um, this is my first video ever about Evany. And normally I wanted to make a video for my Alliance members to show them how to build a T1 trap and what other things are important when you're building a T1 trap. So I thought, why not make a video? I've always wanted to do that. Okay, so what we'll start from is first your defense general, right? So um, when it comes to T1 trap, you don't have to have the best defense general. Like, have a good one, of course, not a shitty one, but you don't need a top of the line, premium defense general for it to work. And neither do you need a cap general for it to work. Um, I used to use Boudica, but now I started using Zachary Taylor. Um, that's him. So, reason why I started using Zachary Taylor, because in general, I'd rather spend or try to collect premium PvP generals rather than a defense general. Of course, defense is important, but Zachary Taylor recently became available in the relics, and I like him. His overall skill book, which is 50% range attack, is pretty high, and I like that. His overall um, stars are also very nice. So you know what? I thought I'll go with him, and I use William Marshall as his assistant. I don't have as many William Marshall fragments, but that's what I use because his Marshall's most of his skill books are siege based. So range and siege is my main. And okay, so let's get into the gear. Firstly, once again, defense general. You can use Boudica. You can Leonidas. Leonidas is available from the that general invitation event, which is also he's very good ground general. Um, and yeah, as I said, Zachary Taylor is available in relics. So if you're looking for a good defense general, definitely before you go offline from the game, send your troops to a relic. There you go. So my thought process, I can easily send him in the future. I don't have to go through any event or spend a lot. I'm a mid coiner to get him. So okay, so let's get into our building your T1 trap. So we're just gonna focus purely on Achaemenid gear. I have Civ gear, and if you're a mid coiner, this side. You can fill with choreo or you know in general civ gear, but I'm just gonna keep it simple. We're gonna stick to Achaemenid gear. So first one, I chose the axe as Achaemenid axe. Why? Because of the siege machine attack is pretty high, and then got a bit of debuff and also in city ground defense, which isn't really important, but it's nice to have. Next one, helmet. I went for the I would go for the courageous Achaemenid helmet. There you go. Mainly, again, it's got in-city range troop attack, which I want. Got a nice debuff, which is defense and HP, which is nice, and mounted attack. Second one is fearless Achaemenid armor. And now again, Uh, I like the ground troop HP buff it has, and again, it's got in city range troop attack. Second one is the leg armor. Again, I went for the fearless leg armor. Um, Once again, we're getting a ground troop HP buff. We're getting siege attack as well, which is awesome, and a bit of enemy siege attack debuff, which is sweet. Next one, the boots, courageous Achaemenid boots. I went for this one again mainly for the in-city range troop attack, and of course nice debuff, which is siege and mounted, and then ground troop defense. Lastly, the ring. It's always the courageous Achaemenid ring, nothing else. Why? Because of the siege machine attack range. Gives your siege a bit of advantage when you get attacked, and they start attacking earlier because of the range. So it's actually very nice to have. Secondly, siege machine attack buff. So okay. You can go back on the video to check which gear I chose. It's not necessary that you have to choose exactly this, but that's what I chose. Now, after you have chosen the gear, everything is all good. Next thing you do, refining. So, in terms of T1 refines, it's all flats. I do mounted, as I've seen people do T1 ground. Which is another one I've seen, which is very rare in Battlefield, was T1 Siege. And to be honest, I haven't seen a lot of great deal of good reports regarding T1 ground or any other ones. And T1 Cavs, first line in defense, they're very good, I think. And with flat refines, what you're doing is because the flat refines affect your lower tier troops, you're doing numbers, so all flats. So what I'll just quickly do, I'll switch to my main gear that I'm using now, because I do have some choreo. I have some safe gear on Zachary that I use now. Before I used to use all Achaemenid. So I'll just switch to that, and then I'll show you a my refines and how they should be looking. So have a look. Okay. All right. So firstly, this one, it's already been done. Go all flats. So the axe and everything, it's all mounted flats. So of course the axe, this section and this section braces. I give you attack refines. So as you can see at the bottom, refining attributes, all mountain troop attack. They could be better, but they're working for me. And honestly, as you guys know, that you need so much refining stones and gems. So I never went back to refine a little bit more. I kept it as it is. It's doing well so far, so I haven't bothered for it. I've seen a lot of people sometimes do say siege or range here. Nothing wrong with it, but I just went full flats. Maybe in the future when I grow a bit more, I will start changing it to percentage and to have more higher percentage buffs. Secondly, HP. This is the most important one. HP. Both the helmet and the leg armor should be HP. This is the first one you start with. Um, First one you refine when you get your gear, and you can actually start building your T1. Like you don't have to wait till you finish all of them. You can start building T1s that take a while to build. So yeah, so HP most important. So you start with HP first, helmet and leg armor. And the boots, of course, defense flats, defense flats. So that's my setup. It's all flat buffs. Now, in terms of the dragon, I have Davis. He's mainly siege based. Before I had Thebes, I used to use Fox, which is also decent range and siege both. I put the Fox on my sub general because the your spiritual beast debuffs work on sub generals, so I put some of them there. You can also, this is another good one. You can also use Godzilla. He's mainly for the war and in city ground troop attacks. So say you're someone who's concentrated a lot on range and siege, and you feel like your mounted and ground are kind of lacking a bit of um, buffs. You can definitely use Godzilla. I already have the dragon, so I switched out and concentrating on getting more siege buffs. But you can definitely use them. Ground troop attack, ground troop, and mounted troop HP, which is extremely important. Range troop defense debuff, not crazy for. Archer tower attack, eh, you know, it's not bad. So you can do that. That's an alternate option. So now I wanted to talk about something else, and we'll get to the reports in in a minute or two. Um, a lot of times people are like, they build their T1s. You need to at least build 50 million and over. Don't build 10 million and expect your defense to be amazing, right? You need to build at least a minimum of 50 million T1 traps, T1 calves. 100 million is where it's the sweet spot. It's strong, and the more you build, the better. But 100 million is the sweet spot. 50 million is it's minimum you need to before you start going out there and taking defense hits. Okay, it's just you're adding these flat buffs, and the concept behind this is firstly your flat buffs are giving this lower tier troops a bit of a higher stats, but they're still weak. How the concept behind is you're also building up like a bunch. I was going to F ton of T1s, and that's how you're able to take defensive hits because weaker troop, but when put together in large numbers, they are able to take big hits. So okay, so that's done. Gear done. Secondly, your how much you need done, and then another thing is layers. So don't build thick layers. Okay, so say for example, especially cav layers. So I have 119 mil now. I think I started taking defense hits when I was around 70 mil. When I had around 70 mil. So see, this ones you don't have to start building like millions and millions. Don't do that. First, build your T1 cars. I've seen a lot of people. Sometimes they